so everybody's aware, we're going to preface the scrum with he will not be answering any questions regarding the lawsuit, so I would encourage you to direct all your questions about the fight on Saturday and his preparation.
Okay. Speaking of that, how has your preparation been? Is this one of the crazier lead-ups to a fight you've ever had in your career?
I stayed in the gym. I stayed training because I always felt like I was going to be here. So, I felt like, saying everything happened for a reason. And whatever that stuff I went through that stuff, it didn't bother me. I just knew I was going to be here. It was very stressful. Yeah. I just kept training, stayed in the gym.
And I heard your coach played a little prank on you and saying that you weren't fighting when you finally found out.
My manager. Yeah. He always do that. I knew he was pranking me though.
Yeah.
But he did it though still. But it was like he did it at the wrong time.
But I mean, now that you're here, how does it feel? You're finally back UFC Fight Week. It's been a few years now. So what are kind of the emotions and everything?
I don't know. I probably won't feel any emotions until after the fight or right before the fight. But I just wanted to make it here for the fans. I feel like I never fought in front of the Canadian fans, and I just felt like a lot of fans was happy that I was back in the UFC fighting, and they wanted to see this fight. So I kept fighting so I could make it for them. Like a lot of fans. I listen to my social media. A lot of fans bought tickets and wanted to see the pay-per-view. So I just kept fighting to make sure I made it here for them.
Is it at all strange stepping back into this sort of UFC machine after a couple years away?
I haven't, I'm a fighter. I fight anywhere, so it don't matter to me what's the name of the organization. I fought in all the biggest shows, on the planet. None of that has hit me yet, but I don't feel strange or nothing. I haven't fought yet.
Is Fabio Maldonado kind of the opponent? I know you always talk about guys who are going to stand there and trade with you. Is he kind of the perfect opponent that you like to fight when you go in there?
Yeah, on paper, he's a great opponent because, so I'm not looking for guys just sitting there and trade with me. That'd be a perfect world. But I'm just tired of fighting guys who are cowards who just want to take you down and lay on top of you. I'm a wrestler, so I'm not talking about people that just want to take me down. Like John Jones, he did a good job. He took me down, ground and pound, went for submission. That's perfect. But like fighters like the fight I had with Rashard Evans, like he just took me down and laid on top of me. That's annoying. That's where the fans lose. Fans don't pay money to see that type of stuff. But Maldonado, he's a stand-up fighter. On paper, this type of fight that I love. It'd be a good show for fans. But I heard he's been doing a lot of wrestling, so we'll see what happens.
As a fighter, do you like new challenges?
Yeah, I love new challenges. I don't like to watch my opponent's tapes. I don't like to watch it. I like to be a surprise. I feel like I'm a true definition of a fighter. My style is a brawler, a street fighter. I grew up fighting on the streets. I had to beat up all the bullies that tried to bully the kids in my neighborhood. I never studied any tapes on them. I don't know what they had. I like the excitement of the surprise of, what he's going to bring at me.
Did you like the flow? Is there a flow that you get in? Would you find your rhythm early or late? Is there a perfect fight for you?
Sometimes it's, you never know. I like all different styles of fight. I like all different kind of. I like I'm happy some fights I get my ass kicked and I come back in the end and win. Some fights I like when I'm dominating the whole time. It just depends on who the person is. I don't know anything about Maldonado, and he speaks Portuguese. I saw that he posted something stupid with my face on a radio or something on social media. Then he tagged me in, and I don't read Portuguese, so I don't know what it said. But I'm still going to take that out on Saturday. I know it's not nothing nice. I haven't done anything like that, so I haven't disrespected him in any way on my social media anywhere. I haven't said anything bad about him. Yeah, maybe I messed up his name a little bit, but that's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
This fight's at 215 Catchweight. Do you think that's an advantage for you, for him, or neither?
I don't know. We're both pretty big guys, but so like I said, it was so stressful preparing for this fight that it's kind of hard for either one of us to keep our weight down, and it's like a system that you got to go through to get down to 205. And so I just think it's fair for both of us because he's a big guy, and I'm sure it bothered him when he heard he wasn't fighting me as well. And it certainly bothered me because even though I felt like I was going to be here, I wasn't 100% certain. So it's like one of those things.
Was that something the UFC suggested, or was it your suggestion, or kind of everyone to make it a Catchweight?
I don't know. I think my manager my manager knows about it. It's a lot that goes into fighting that you guys, that if you has never fought, you would never understand. I can sit here and try to explain to you all day, but fighting is mostly mental, even the weight loss part of it. So my manager, he understands that because he's been there with me when I try to cut weight when he had to diet. You got to drink so much water, you got to do all this stuff. So when you're stressing out and stuff like that, it's like nothing you can do.
Do you like the idea of going back and forth, fighting 205 or heavyweight, depending on the fight?
Well, I fought heavyweight before, you know what I'm saying? I like fighting at heavyweight. I like not having to cut weight. But, you know, this is a catch-weight fight. Like, why not take advantage of it? It's not really heavyweight, and it's not 205. Take advantage of it. Like, the thing you guys want to see is two healthy, strong fighters fighting each other, not people that's trying to kill themselves, get down the weight the night before just to, you know what I'm saying, make a certain weight class when we're going to be weighing like 215, 220 by the time we fight anyway. You know, sometimes I weigh 235. It just depends on, you know what I'm saying, how much weight I had to cut.
Would you say this is the strangest lead up to a fight you've had in your whole career?
I agree with this. This is the strangest that I can think of. You know, I never went through this type of fight before. I felt like, you know, so I had to fight to get here, and it was a really tough fight.
Do you feel like you're more capable of handling this type of situation though? Because, you know, in the Pride days, sometimes you guys wouldn't find out who you're fighting until just a couple weeks before, those kind of things.
I know that's totally different. That's totally different though. Like in Pride, I knew that they wanted to throw me in last minute fights, so I stayed in shape. I stayed ready all the time. I trained all the time, you know what I'm saying? But this one, you know, it's like I wanted to fight. I wanted to, you know, make my UFC comeback. I wanted to do, you know, I had all these expectations. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. I'm a showman, you know, so I'm an entertainer. And then like I felt like I had the rug pulled right up under me, and you know I didn't get on that plane on Monday or Tuesday when I normally get there. And it's like it was very stressful. And you know, when you think that you're not fighting, like it's different when you know that you might be fighting, but this you think that you might not be fighting. It's totally different.
Are there certain things you've had to change because of that for this camp?
No,
Everything's been the same.
Everything's been the same. Nothing I had to change. I kept training just like I had a fight. My coaches, they wouldn't let me take time off. I kept training just like I had a fight. I had to, you know.
Any other mental things that you had to deal with?
It's just stressful. It's stressful. Like I remember sometimes I wasn't focused. You know, I had to be on the phone with attorneys and stuff like that. Other than that, you know, it's good.
You talked about not liking, you know, guys who take the fight to the ground and sort of lie on top of you. When you look at MMA today, do you think that's becoming more common as a strategy?
That's the problem. Because of that, I don't watch MMA. So I don't know. I don't watch it. I only watch a few fighters, and I like the fighters who bring it, who very exciting. Because a lot of people just game plan it out and just try to get the decision. The sport I love, I don't even watch it anymore because I have a short attention span, and you never know who's going. You know, basically you know the guys who do that. But, you know, it's like one of those things. I don't even hardly watch my sport that much, but certain people fight, I'll watch.
Who are some of those guys? Who are the can't miss guys?
Well, you know, I will always watch Anderson Silva fight. I've been a big fan of Vanderlei Silva, but he's not fighting anymore. I'm a big fan of like the old school guys. You know, the ones who bring it.
Obviously, Anderson and Vanderlei be in the news for some not so great reasons of late.
What?
Anderson and Vanderlei be in the news for some not so great reasons of late. What did you make when you heard Anderson Silva, tested positive for steroids and all that stuff?
You know, it's just unfortunate. But you know, if anybody, you know, it's like one of those things. You know what I'm saying? I think if fighters take steroids to fight, I don't believe in. But like basketball players, baseball players, come on, they're not contact. I don't care nothing about those guys. But fighters and football players, you know, you can hurt people if you take steroids and stuff like that. But you know, I look up to Anderson Silva no matter what. The guy just came off of one of the worst injuries known to man, and he's older in age and stuff like that. So when I heard that, you know what I'm saying, it was like, wow, you know, I wish that it wasn't true.
Does your time in Pride at all, and your time spent in Japan, change the way that maybe you feel about performance-enhancing drugs in the sport? Your own personal views and thoughts on it?
Well, to be honest, when I was in Pride in the rules meeting, the first thing on the rules meeting said that they didn't test for steroids and stuff like that. I just chose to stay clear because, like I said, I feel like I have the fighter spirit, the warrior spirit. You know what I'm saying? I don't ever want to have to depend on illegal drugs. Now, the doctor prescribed me something, there's something totally different. But if you gotta, do something illegal to get in there and perform and do your job, then I don't agree with that. But that's just me. That's my opinion.
Is there a psychological edge at all? Some guys also who share that Pride tenure with you, Dan Henderson, who you fought and defended UFC lightweight title against. Dan Henderson famously joked, of course I fight guys who are on steroids. I fought for Pride, and he seemed to draw like a real motivation from knowing he wasn't that guy and was able to beat other fighters who did. Being in that environment, do you look back on what you did and kind of think, yeah, these guys all kind of had to cheat and I was still able to do what I did? Do you think of it at all in that way?
I was so young and stuff like that. I didn't even really know what steroids was. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm from Memphis, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even know they said, on the paper said anabolic steroids. I remember asking my coach, like, what is that? I don't know. And I couldn't even tell who was on there, who wasn't. I didn't even notice who was and who was. So it didn't cross my mind. I didn't care. I just liked fighting. I didn't care if people did it or not. That's their choice. I just chose to stay clean my whole career, and you can pretty much tell the fighters who stayed away from it and the fighters who did. Like I've been fighting for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And, even though my body's all beat up and stuff like that, but I'm still here, still going.
Fabio is a guy who has been known to be able to take a lot of damage and yet come back and win his fights. Can you prepare for that, something like that in training, or do you just have to kind of go in the fight and just see how it plays out?
Yeah, it's easy. It's real easy to prepare for stuff like that. People can take a lot of damage and stuff like that and come back and still win fights. It's very easy. You just got to space yourself out. You just got to be real intelligent about what you're doing and what you're putting out there. But that type of fight is dangerous for anybody.
Yeah. Is it nice to fight on the same card as Michael Bisping? I know you guys have quite a history and used to train together and everything.
Anybody got any other questions?
The guy who was supposed to replace you has been told to keep preparing just in case. Are you worried there could be another turnaround in this whole soap opera?
Yeah,
You know what? Let's move to the next question. Just don't want to.
I'm sorry if you answered that, but do you feel like you are the savior of this card? Look at all the people wanting to talk to you. Do you feel that pressure?
No, I don't feel pressure from it. Some of the fans have been saying that and stuff like that, but I don't feel any pressure from it because I'm going to come and do the same thing that I plan on doing anyways. I plan on coming and trying to put on a very exciting fight for you guys. Yes, I hope I get the victory. That's my main objective because my first fight back in the UFC, I want the victory, but I want a very exciting fight no matter what.
How did you handle all that juridical history with the Bellator? How were the past couple of weeks for you?
Very stressful.
Yeah.
Very stressful. But today I feel energized knowing that so far I won. I'm here. It's very stressful, but it's when you're right, you feel like you feel like justice. But when people say you're wrong, you feel like, wow, it's a lot of things go through your mind, why didn't why people it's just hard. It's hard to deal with. It's hard to explain.
And is it hard to stay focused and go in the gym, stay in shape while your lawyers are working for getting you a...
Yeah, it's very hard, but I did a good job of it. You know what I'm saying? My last hard day of training, I did 10 6-minute rounds, and I've never done that before in my life. And not only just hitting pads, but it's like what I call MMA pads, where you're wrestling, you're sparring, you're getting up off your back, and you're hitting pads and kicking and everything. So that's the hardest thing ever to do, and I've never done 10 rounds. So even though I was stressed and everything, I still did, and I did a great job. My coach was pretty pleased.
And people say your juridic battle just begun. It's not over yet, so how do you foresee the future?
I'm not psychic.
Yeah, you know what? Let's good in that case.
On the flip side of like feeling the pressure, I mean, do you feel like the love from the fans that you're back, on social media and all that? You were a guy that, when you were announced for this card initially, people were excited to see Rampage back. Now, like, you got pulled off and now you're back. Do you feel like, you've been
honestly,
warmly accepted? Yeah.
Honestly, I feel the love from my fans on my personal social media. I feel the love from them. But this sport has so many haters. There's so many people that say they're MMA fans, but they hate you because they can't do what you can do, and you can see it when they type in hateful things to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a little bit of knowledge of psychology, you can see exactly that those guys are just hating on you for no reason. Like I have never done anything to them personally, so. Yeah, from my fans on my social media personally, I feel a lot of love and stuff like that, but not all MMA fans. Like I'm the guy to say I love my fans, but I don't like all MMA fans.
First time in Montreal, Rampage? Is it your first time in Montreal?
Yeah, my first time here.
Not for vacancy or for holidays or?
Never been able to come to Montreal. I like it.
How are the ladies? I know in the embedded video that just came out this morning, you talked about the Montreal ladies. So did you have the chance to come out?
No, I didn't see any. I didn't see any ladies. I haven't been nowhere. But I just, I'm a guy. I like the nightlife. I like the ladies. So I heard Montreal have beautiful ladies.
You should stay after your fight.
I wish I could. I got to get back. I wish I could. I wish I would have planned a longer trip. But it's so hard for me to get into Canada. You know what I'm saying? It's so hard for me to get into your country. I got to get attorneys and visas. And I got to talk to the FBI, fingerprints. I'm like, I don't know. That's why I never come for vacation. Like, damn.
Hey man, was there any fight? I mean, obviously there were a lot of guys who wanted to fight you in Bellator before you left, and then now you're no longer there. But were there fights that you wanted that never materialized, or did you want to fight King Mo again? Or
no, come on.
No.
Honestly, right after the fight, I was upset that I didn't knock him out.
Yeah.
So I wanted to knock him out. So I was thinking, it was nobody else in Bellator for me to fight, really. So, but then I thought about it, like, man, what? He ain't gonna do nothing but try to do the same thing. Same thing he did to Congo. Just try to stall you out, just lay on top of you. They got nothing going on for them over there.
I mean, obviously, like when you left before, it's a little acrimonious. Like we went to Bellator, but like you come back, how was the relationship now with Dana? Are you guys good again?
I talked to Dana on the phone the other day.
Yeah.
Dana's cool. You know what I'm saying? I think we all grew up.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? I had some problems with some things that I felt like I wasn't receiving and stuff like that. And Lorenzo and I, so we talked about it. So this time, if I feel like I should receive some stuff that I wasn't getting, something like that, I would talk to them about it first and see if we can fix things. Because honestly, there's a lot worse shows out than the UFC. Like people think that MMA fighters have been treated bad and stuff like that. Like it's people out there that don't care. They don't care about you one bit. At least UFC, you can earn a pretty good living. Other places, man, I don't see you earning no living like you can earn UFC.
Yeah.
And this is being real. I always keep it real. Like I thought that there was something better out there. I thought, I can go and do better. You always think you got to try though. I'm a fighter.
Yeah, I was going to say no regrets though. The way your path, the way you did it.
I'm a fighter. One thing about me, I fight everything. I was born this way. I can't help it. I fight everything. Not only a physical fighter. I'm the worst person to argue with. I'm the worst person to try to get. I fight everything.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to fight and see if I can earn a better living. Then I go and get ripped off.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, man.
Rampage, obviously you're a veteran superstar of the sport. You had your ups and downs, change of promotions. You've had the lawsuits and everything. Is it hard at your stage in your career to still have fun within the industry, to still have the passion going for it and enjoy your career as an active fighter?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The last time I was in the UFC, I lost it. I lost the fun. I felt like I didn't have fun here anymore. That's why I left. It's one of the main reasons. Like it just wasn't fun. It's a lot of part that goes to fighting that you don't think about when you first want to go into a fight. You don't think that when you go take your kids to Disneyland, that a bunch of dudes gonna come up to you and try to ask you for pictures, and when you try to say no, I'm with my kids, get mad at you and call you names because you with your kids who get tired of people coming up and taking pictures with you, or you go to eat and stuff like that, and and a bunch of guys come up to you and just sit down next to you and think they your best friend and try to take a selfie while you eating your food and with people. You just don't think about those type of things. And after a while, they kind of weigh on you because you want to be cool. You want to be cool to your friend, but then now people look at you like you're a celebrity. Like fighters, we're different. We're not like Brad Pitt. We're not like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're not like Sylvester Stallone. We're not, you know what I'm saying? We're not like Will Smith. We're not celebrities. We're fighters. We're regular dudes, just like everybody else, but we get in the cage and fight, you know what I'm saying? So we're actually a little bit weird than other people. We're more weird than other people, you know, because we're fighting in front of millions of people. And so we're not celebrities in our heads. Like, certainly like me, I'm not a celebrity. So when people come up to me and they treat me like a celebrity, it's kind of weird, kind of setting off this. And it makes it unfun for me because, like, I go out and I try to be a regular person and I don't tell people who I am if they don't know me. I don't wear UFC shirts. I don't walk around with my chain on. So, and some girls might not even know me. So I'm a regular guy, be in the bar. You're talking to a girl.
There you go.
Yeah. And then some guy come up, just cut the girl off and be like, oh, I'm Rampage. Let me get your order. Give me a picture.
Yeah,
and the girl, she feels weird. Like,
your cover is spoiled.
Yeah. But then she gets mad because I don't come up tell her my job. Like, like I don't know your job.
You're stuck.
I'm
checkmate.
stuck. I'm stuck. So it's just, let's have some fun out of it. What I want to do is I want to come, put on an exciting fight, right? And I want to excite the fans. I do. I love the fans. And then when they see me in my own personal time, they say, what's up? High five. Shake my hand and keep going. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want. Like, if I'm here at the fights and stuff, they want pictures, give me pictures and stuff like that. But if I'm out, when I'm with some girls or with my kids and stuff like that, just say, what's up? Just keep going.
Just a small wink and then move your way.
Just keep going. Like, and I'd be more cool with people, like, because I see a fan as a friend. And sometimes they take the fun out of it. And some things behind the scenes take the fun, but now I got the fun back. You know, now it's back, and that part, like, that's something I have to live with. I didn't think about that when I first started, but now I'm getting used to it. But if you guys gotta understand, before I fought Chuck Liddell, no one knew who I was. Then after Chuck Liddell, instantly. So it's
too much of a shock for you.
It's too much of a shock. Like overnight, it's too much of a shock. It's crazy. Before then, like, cause I was fighting in Japan, I come here, or I come to America or somewhere, no one knew who I was, you know. Then now it's like everywhere. I can't even go to the gas station and pump gas, and somebody come up and want a picture while I'm pumping gas. And sometimes you just don't want to take pictures.
Yeah.
Like, especially while you pumping gas, you know. And to me, it's almost equivalent of getting hit on by dudes all the time. So you gotta think about it. When you're in the bar trying to pick up chicks and some dude's begging you to buy you a drink, like, that would bother anybody.
Yeah.
that would bother anybody. Like,
or maybe it's just her muscles.
I don't know.
When you talk about obviously getting attention and all that, and there's a lot of discussion about, you know, the sport creating stars, and you're a guy that, you know, you can draw pay-per-views, everyone knows the Rampage brand, those kind of thing. What do you make of a guy like over there, like Demetrius Johnson? People kind of talk about maybe just getting interest in creating a fan base and, you know, becoming a pay-per-view star. How, in your opinion, how do you guys do that? Is it something that they can do, or is it just, you know, you're born the way you are and you just have to be that way?
Well, you know what? I think people can generate. I don't know. I just had this type of personality my whole life. I remember as a kid, I got a lot of older cousins. I used to open up the Laffy Taffy rappers and tell them the jokes and try to get them to laugh. I just like making people laugh.
Yeah.
I like making people smile. Like, some people like me and some people hate me. Some people think I'm cocky and some people understand me. Like, I'm just being honest about my feelings and just keeping it real. And I think that the fans and people, they're human beings just like me. They can see through that. They can see that I'm genuine, and most people see it. Like, maybe they don't want to touch on, but, you know, but some fighters, they try to put up a big tough persona and like, oh, I'm tough, I'm a fighter, and this and people can see that. They can't touch it, they can't say it, but they can see through it, and maybe they don't connect with them as well. But I think if fighters let their guards down and show that they're human beings just like everybody else, then people will, like, you know, they will take to them better.
So you're back to having fun, like you said.
Yeah, I'm back to having fun.
Japanese TV.
Japanese TV.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
While we're gonna air UFC, can you get a message to your Japanese fans?
Nihonjin fans, ichiban desu. I miss y'all. You gotta translate the rest of that for me.
I'll get it. We're back, excited to see you in the UFC. How do you feel?
I feel good, man. I feel great. I'm happy to be back here in the UFC, and UFC's welcoming me back, and so if I feel strong.
Talk about the catchweight. Is that just because of the late entrance back into this fight?
Yeah, because of the late entrance back, it's only fair that we do a catchweight because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't know if I was going to make it 100% and you know, I'm sure like when he heard that I wasn't fighting, he didn't know that they were going to give him another opponent so fast. I don't know. So it's just, for both of us, catchweight is good. It's fair.
What can we expect? A knockout?
I'm going for the knockout. You already know. I heard this guy's tough to knock out, but you know what I'm saying? I'm going for the knockout. If
anybody can do it, you can do it.
If anybody can do it, I can do it. I'm going for the knockout.
And message, say, watch me on Wow Wow.
What he just said.
What makes you want to come back to the UFC right now? What made it, like last time you weren't so happy, now you want back? What's going to be different this time?
I was honest with everybody when I said, when I was upset with the UFC, I didn't like the way they treated me. I felt like I wasn't respected for what I bring to the table. I'm the guy who always comes to fight, always comes to put on the show. And I felt like that Joe Silva kept giving me like shitty fights. Like the fans may not know, and I may not broadcast it, but you know, I had some bad injuries. You know, I had surgery on my knee. You know, and John Jones kicked one of my knees backwards, and then I had to get surgery on my other knee. And so my knee wasn't good, and they giving me like wrestlers. And it's hard to train for a wrestling camp when you got two bad knees. And like I was asking my, you know, why not give me a good fight? Why not give me Shogun in Japan when I went to Japan? Why not do that? Why not make those matchups? Why not do this? Why keep giving me wrestlers like Bader? People just want to wrestle because they're scared of the stand up. You know what I'm saying? Why not do this? You know, and it was just unfortunate that what happened back in the past and a few other things. But so I left and I said, you know what, I could do better. I know there's other shows out there that can better. I was thinking about boxing because I always wanted to box. And at the time, Bellator offered me a better deal because I was with Viacom. And I thought that it was a better deal, but I was wrong.
But wait, it seems like even in Bellator, only wrestlers were willing to face you. Is it like, what are you doing to intimidate your guys?
You're wrong. I had two fights that were stand-up guys.
But the King Molal fight was.
But that was only one. That was only one fight, though.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So, but like, is it that you're just too intimidating for the other guys in the division, or?
I don't know. People want the glory of being a fighter, but it still is. I feel like even though you're a fighter, people still can be a coward. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying. Everybody is human. Yeah, they want the easy way out. Everybody just wants that win. It's like being a fighter is a challenge in itself. You know, you want to be able to say to yourself like, you know what, I beat that guy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what style he got. You know. They just want to get the W. They just want to get the hand raised. They want to get the decision. They don't care to have the glory of saying like I beat the crap out of that guy.
But Fabio Maldonado, he's a guy who's willing to push himself. Is this the kind of fight that really excites you?
This is the kind of fight that really excites me. I respect guys like him. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the first guy name I fought in Bellator?
Kumbu?
No, that's the second guy.
Oh, Beltran.
Yeah, Beltran. Like Joey Beltran. Like fighters like that, I respect guys like that, you know. Joey Beltran, he took the fight on short notice, came and stood with me, and you know what I'm saying, and had a battle. Nothing but respect for guys like that. So if Maldonado, if he fights like a man, like you know, like it's MMA. He's allowed to, you know, do MMA. He's allowed to, but fight like a man. Get the fans what they came to see. Don't just game plan to win out a boring fight. Like fighters like King Mo should never get any respect. The guy shouldn't even get fights. It's so boring.
One of the fights that I always respected was your fight in your series with Shogun Rua. If you're back in the UFC, is that a trilogy you'd like to close out? Much like with Wanderlei Silva?
Yeah, I respect Shogun. He's a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Great kid. But you know, it was one of those fights where I was injured and I still took the fight. That's you know, I've always been that way, except for one time when I didn't get respected for it. But you know, I want that fight back. It was one of those fights.
And how do you like being in Montreal? Because this is the first time you fought.
My first time here. I haven't been on. My first time outside the hotels, but so far the people I've met been nice. I'm learning a little bit about I'm trying to learn a little bit about the culture everywhere I go, and I know that there's a lot of French speaking people. Not tell me, there's a lot of French descendants.
Yeah, a lot of French, and they mostly speak English too. So.
Yeah, I know they speak English, but there's a lot of French. I see a lot of stop signs in French.
So yeah, it's a French city.
Yeah, I know, but are they from France?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's cool.
Like 300 years ago.
Oh, 300 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
They've changed a bit, but you know.
Yeah.
Still French.
Still French.
You mentioned Mo. What did you make of his fight with Congo?
Most boring fight ever. Like Congo is a very exciting fighter. For any matchmaker or promoter to put Congo into a match with a pure wrestler, it's like the dumbest mistake. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of his fans. Congo fight, he got, his fight where he got the comeback knockout. Yeah. Got over 13 million views on it's viral. Got over 13 million views just on Facebook or whatever. Like, a guy like that, you can really pull numbers. You put him against somebody who's just going to take him down and lay on top of him. Come on, it's just one of those things. Like, why do that? Why not give him a fight where it's going to be an exciting fight and the fans feel like they got their money's worth? Like, nobody was happy with that fight. You go back and watch the fight, everybody was booing. It was booing them after this fight. Like, Congo is a warrior. Congo fought the guy with a broken rib and didn't tell anybody. I asked him not to fight. I asked him not to fight. I asked Congo to pull out the fight because he broke like right up on his breast, like a rib, like 2 weeks before or something like that. I said, Congo, pull out the fight because I knew what he was going to do. I knew he was just going to. He's not going to stand with Congo. He got knocked out by Emmanuel Newton, and come on, he's not going to stand with Congo. He got knocked out by Emmanuel Newton, somebody who's really not known for knocking people out, but can knock people out,
Yeah, and when you left the UFC, John Jones is the champion of this weight class, is still the champion, but he's fighting Anthony Johnson next month. What do you make of that fight? Do you think Johnson can take the belt from him?
Never know. Never know. Good luck to both of the guys. Never know who can do what.
Yeah, Bitch, you mentioned a lot of fighters like to fight for the glory or the fame. It seems like you're beyond that. You already are famous. What do you like about fighting at this point?
I'm an alpha. It's in me. Like I have to fight. And I've been thinking about it because I'm gonna have to retire soon because I'm 36 now. And I'm thinking like, oh, what the hell I'm gonna do when I retire? Because it's in your blood. It's in my DNA. It's my instinct to go and fight. I don't know what I'm doing. My 14-year-old son want to be a fighter, so I think once I retire, I'm gonna stay in shape so I can kick his ass. I don't know what I'm gonna do once I retire for fighting. Because
if you want to become a fighter, would you introduce him to Dana and try to get him to the UFC?
I didn't say all that.
But you train with him a little bit?
Yeah, I'm training my son. I'm training. He's a natural. It's like my genes just pass right through him. He's a natural. He's a natural wrestler. He's going to high school for wrestling now. He's his hands are heavy. He's just natural, just like me. So MMA will have another Rampage coming.
All right, Rampage 2.
Yeah.
How many years you figure you still want to keep fighting for?
You know what? This camp has been a really good camp, and my body has felt really good, and I didn't know I could get in this type of shape. So I see like Anderson Silva. Well, he was 39, and he had something. Yeah. I still got a few more years. I got to see. I got to see how I look in this fight. I'm gonna do all my talking after this fight. I just had to see if I could put together what my coach gave me. I've been training with Bobby Rimmer. He was one of the coaches that used to train Ricky Haddon, and he trained Brian Rose out in the UK, the Lion. And I worked a lot with Gavin Stewart. He's been working with my Muay Thai, and Sean Date. He's an up-and-coming fighter. He's an amateur fighter right now, but he's a great wrestler, one of the best wrestling coaches I ever had. And so I've been doing a lot of wrestling, and a lot of Muay Thai, and a lot of boxing. But I love boxing, so I've been doing more boxing than anything. So I want to see if I can put all this stuff together and see how it comes. I want to come out doing new stuff. It's hard to do anything but punch when guys are desperately trying to take you down. And I get so fed up when fans are like, oh, he hasn't evolved. Like when I hear fans say that, I know that's new fans, because I have evolved from a fighter that used to slam people, ground and pound.
To a really good boxer.
Yeah, to really good. So they don't know. Like when somebody say that, I say, oh, this is a new fan. That's not an old school fan. So I have evolved. I don't know if I evolved for the good, but I want you guys to get in the cage and try to kick and knee and move around with some guy who's desperately trying to take you down, and then tell me how you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
On Saturday, is this about sending a message that I'm back and this is the new thing, Rampage Jackson?
That's the damn right. You said it. You said it yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Are you done with pro wrestling?
Man, I wish I wasn't. I really like pro wrestling, but TNA just they didn't do a good job. They didn't know what they were doing over there. I'm honestly just keeping it real. I don't know if I should, but
in terms of what, just the training or how they handled you, or
yeah, think about this. You know, I'm a MMA fighter. You got to train to be a pro wrestler. You got to really respect that. Pro wrestlers, like people call it fake, it's not fake. The outcome is planned, but it's not fake. Those guys are like live stuntmen. Yeah. So you should, if people want to diss pro wrestler, they should call it something different from fake. Those guys are really tough. But they could have used me in a lot of ways, even though I didn't know the skill of pro wrestling. They could have used me to come in and beat people up, and I knew enough. They could have trained me they
had you in a cool spot too.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more with me than what they did. They didn't do so with me. So I felt like they just didn't know. They didn't know what they were doing. And the shows, like, where are they now? Are they growing?
They're not on Spike anymore. They're on another channel.
Right. So it speaks for itself. I don't guess I have to say that, because if they knew they was doing, they were being popular. Because when I came over and I came over the first time and they had to start down with Kurt, it broke numbers on YouTube, and something my manager told me. Like, it was good. Like, it was big, and they could have. And I was telling them, like, hey, blah blah blah. I've been watching pro wrestling since I was a kid. That's why I wanted to be. I wanted to be a pro wrestler. So they killed my dreams. Yeah. So I don't know if is UFC working with WWE?
That's Ronda Rousey.
I know.
See her at WrestleMania?
I saw that. That's why I'm wondering. They're not working together? They should. Why not? Why not? If TNA and Bellator teamed up, UFC should team up with the biggest pro wrestling show.
You've been on Raw before?
Yeah, I've been on there before, but they had nothing to do with the UFC. And they do a good job over there. They know what they're doing. You know, I liked it.
Are you a fan of female MMA? Ronda Rousey, they're adding more weight classes. Do you enjoy it?
I really don't watch MMA that much, I have to be honest with you. If you want me to lie, you can cut and go back.
It's fair, yeah.
Okay? Because I don't like to lie, but I don't watch MMA that much, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of anybody that put on exciting fights. I don't care if they're alien, a man, woman, race, female, fat, skinny, ugly. If you put on exciting fights, I'm your fan.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you gonna talk to Congo at all to get some French pickup lines? Maybe after the fight.
Yeah, but the thing about me is I don't use pickup lines, but I will. I've been trying to make the girls laugh. I wonder if I use parlez-vous escargot? Would that work?
Okay, I don't know French.
Okay.
Parlez-vous français?
Now what about parlez-vous ménage à trois?
That works. That might work.
That might work.
That might work.
That might work.
Might not work.
Might not work. I get it. I've been like, parlez-vous ménage à trois? Do I sound like I speak French?
No. We can teach you though.
You speak French?
Yeah.
You fluent?
Yeah.
How do you say parlez-vous ménage à trois?
You say that, you say parlez, but that's not really anything. You're saying, do you speak ménage à trois, which is not really anything.
Would that make them laugh?
Maybe. Depends on the girl, man.
Oh, depends on the girl?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's going to be your walkout song on Saturday?
I want to walk out to Man Up by Prodigal Son from Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
And Liven, yeah.
That'd be good.
That'd be good.
All right.
Yeah.